Hello, and welcome to the SaturdayMP Show, episode number 35, being recorded mostly live, March 4th, 2024. This is a show about shipping secure, high-quality software faster, and we do that through live coding, answering your questions, and kind of what we're going to do today, going through a little presentation I'm actually going to give tonight, but I'm going to practice it right now and just record it for posterity's sake. So that's what we're going to do. And today the presentation will actually be on GitVersion, which, oh, I didn't have the right one up there. There we go. GitVersion. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. So I'm your host, Chris. And before we get into all the GitVersion and the presentation, just kind of the quick ad section of the YouTube video. So if you find this video useful, please click like, subscribe, all the helpful buttons. If you have any feedback, please leave it in the comments below or send an email to ask@SaturdayMP.com. That's ask@SaturdayMP.com. Your other options to support the show too, if you really like it, you can sponsor it through GitHub sponsors. So if you go to github.com, SaturdayMP, and then click the sponsor button, you can go here and feel free to donate as much or as little as you like. And I don't really have any awards for these tiers yet, but if you come up with something useful, please let me know. Like if you sign up for a tier or want to see a tier, give me a shout. Again, let's throw them in the comments below or send me a direct message or an email. That would be much appreciated. All right, so tonight, literally tonight, I'll be presenting at the Edmonton .NET User Group. So let's add... Oh, nope. Not there. Oh, no, I don't want their Facebook group. There we are. I'll be presenting at the Edmonton .NET Users Group, EDMUG for short. And there's actually, for those that are interested, this is an pretty old picture. I think this was when I was on the executive board there, but you can see me right here, right there, just kind of leaning casually against the wall. So I don't know why they decided to use that picture, but anyway, I'll be presenting here tonight, and it's a lightning talk, and I'm going to be presenting GitVersion, which is a tool that helps you generate your version number for your product, whatever it is. If it's an application or like just a website you're publishing or an API or something like that. So this video is going to be a little bit different because this is a lightning talk I need to give. I'm going to attempt, this is actually, truth be told, this is my second attempt to record the lightning talk at it. So hopefully this video should be less than half an hour, which is half my usual video. So I don't know. We'll see how this goes. But it's kind of my goal for the presentation tonight is to present for about 10 minutes talking, 20 minutes total. So I'll present for 10 minutes and then leave 10 minutes to do examples and kind of answer questions is what I'm aiming for. So we're going to try for this video to do just a 10-minute presentation. And then after that, I'll just go through a quick example, and then we'll see what the time's like. And yeah, thank you for being thank you, YouTube, for being a guinea pig for my talk tonight. So, all right, so I think I have everything open and ready to go. Yeah, so that's all looking okay. We have full GitVersions good to go. We got GitKraken ready to go. All right, so let's start this presentation. So again, thank you very much for humoring with it. If you found this, I guess if you find these type of videos useful, like a presentation like video, let me know. Maybe I'll do more of them. Or if you hate them, also let me know. I guess hate's a strong word. If you dislike them, let me know constructively, and I'll do less of them. All right, so I guess if you were to attend this live presentation tonight at Edmonton, then you would see this would be on the slide when you first entered. Oh no, it's I don't know. I think I'm the last person presenting. Anyway, this would be the first slide. It wouldn't be there when you first entered the room. It would be a different one. Anyway, here's the second slide. So anyway, my name is Chris, and I am a software consultant, and I usually work under the name Saturday Morning Productions, and it's pretty much just me, a one-person consulting shop there, with my wife helping out every once in a while. And I'm also a virtual host for two chats that some of you, anyone on YouTube or when I'm doing this live, of course, is welcome to join. The first is a weekly dev chat, which is every Tuesday at noon at 12 p.m. Mountain Time. And the second one is Legacy Code Rocks, which is every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. So yeah, feel free to join both of those. There's very casual virtual chats that we have. And the weekly dev chat, if you're in the Edmonton area, we do in-person ones. So the next one is March. Oh, I can't remember when it is. Shoot, I'll have to look that up. But anyway, it's on Meetup, and I haven't publicized it too much, but it's the third week of March there, March 19th, I think, Tuesday. If you want to get a hold of me, you can send me an email to or ask@SaturdayMP.com if you're watching this on YouTube. Or the Slacks. I'm on the Dev Edmonton Slack channel, the Legacy Code Rocks, and the YegSec. So for those watching on YouTube, YEG is the Edmonton Airport. And that's a security Slack group that I'm involved in. And I pretty much always use this picture here. So if you see this picture, that's me. All right, so there's not much, well, I guess live demo. We're going to just quickly talk about what GitVersion is without the slides. And then we'll jump into a demo, and then we'll end it off. So, all right, so what the heck is GitVersion, and why do I like to use it? So GitVersion is a tool that will automatically determine the next version number you should use, kind of based on the previous tags in your Git repository. Usually tags. It can also do branch numbers, but I don't really use that feature that much. There's a couple other ways it can figure out the version number, but quite frequently it's tags, and then you set up a particular branch. So when you merge from a branch, that you kind of tell GitVersion, like, hey, when I merge into the main branch, increment the version number. Or if I have a release on this branch, when you go back, like on a release branch, when you go back to main, it should have an incremented version number. Some things you could tell it. So we'll go into some details of those here in a minute. So the other thing I'm going to show too real quick is kind of this, because we don't have a long time to go into all the different branching strategies. I'm just going to talk about the one that I use quite frequently. And I guess it's most like the trunk-based development is pretty close to what I use. So I do most of my work, oh, we can't scroll, there we go. I do most of my work in the trunk. Oh, not directly a trunk. Usually I create a pull request, do work, merge it back to the trunk. Do pull request, do work, merge it back to the trunk. And I do this for client work, and I do this also for my own projects as well. Unless the client already has a different branching strategy, then maybe I'll just use whatever they got. And then when I'm ready to actually release something, I'll create a release branch, kind of like they got shown here. So I'll create a release branch, and this example is 12.1, so that's what I'll create. They say developers don't commit to release branches, but I actually do. So, because usually what I'll have is I'll have 3 long-lived branches. I'll have the trunk, master or main, whatever you want to call it. I'll kind of use those terms interchangeably. And then I'll have a release branch for the release that's currently in production, and a release branch for the release that's in UAT. So a lot of times I'll have clients that we need to, UAT could take a couple weeks if they're a small client and they need time to test it. So that's why we have a UAT branch that could live for a little while. And then it's only those 3 branches. And then whenever UAT replaces production, so whenever, like when this release, so in this example, release 12.2 would be UAT, release 12.1 would be production. Whenever release 12.2 makes it into production, you just delete release 12.1. You don't need that branch anymore. And then there'll be another branch, release 12.3, which will be your next UAT release. So that's how I do it for stuff like a website or something like that. For my own internal projects, some of them are like NuGet packages. And I will have multiple release branches because sometimes I'll keep the old ones around to support, like, let me see, where's a good example? Let's go here. So yeah, so you can see here, this is for an NUnit project that I have, and I have a couple releases here. And I can't remember what the heck I changed between 1 and 1.1, but I think I updated the version of NUnit that's supported. Guess we could check the changelog here. What did we put in the changelog? Oh yeah, it works with any version of NUnit. Okay, so I fixed an end user version. 1.1 I fixed the type. So this is like, I did release 1.1, which I updated the dependencies to .NET 6 and .NET Standard 2. Because 1.0 obviously probably just supported .NET Framework. I don't know why I don't have the release notes for the rest of it. And then 1.1, this was a fix I did off the release branch, where I noticed I didn't have the dependency set up right. So I fixed it so that we work with any version of NU instead of just the latest one. So going back to this example here, boop. So when I do trunk, I'll do branches off the release branch, and that's either to fix bugs we found during testing, or if it's in production, like if release 12.1 is in production, and you find a bug in production, I'll do a release, or I'll do a feature branch off this release branch, fix that bug, merge it back, do another release, and that's what this 1.1.1 represents here. So, and then we have this BEM checkbox is a NuGet package, and here you can see, like if you look at the remote, we have version 1.4. I guess I didn't create. I probably have tags for other releases, but oh yeah, I do have tags down there, but I didn't create release branches or maintain them, I guess, anymore. So I have this release. So this is .NET Framework. This release 1.4 is the .NET Framework one. This release 2.0 is also the .NET Framework, but we made some changes to this BEM checkbox is a wrapper for an underlying Swift project. Well, it used to be Objective-C, but then it changed to Swift. So I think when it changed to Swift, we did the 2.0 update. And then the 3.0 update was I updated again from supporting, in this case, from supporting Xamarin Forms. So 3.0 is Maui. So I'm going to probably keep these three branches around for a while because this 1.4 is still downloaded quite a bit. But if I ever find a bug, I can fix it in any of these release branches. Like I'll do a feature branch off this release, fix it, and check it back in. And so, so when I have these set up, if you look at my actions here, the CI, you're going to see a bunch of these actions, and every one of these actually runs. I guess it's another thing I should note is that you can also use. I also use the version number to generate the release notes, but I don't have time to, I won't talk about that too much today. So when we generate the version number using GitVersion, you can run it as a GitHub action. And here's kind of, if you ever want to debug, how it's trying to figure out what version to use. And then this is the important part for GitVersion. It's going to spit out these useful variables that you can use in your build action or whatever you're doing it for. So it'll spit out the major minor patch numbers. It spits it all out in one variable, which is useful. The entire one with the alpha tag on it. In my case, I label everything that gets committed to the main branch as alpha. For .NET people, it's got a useful NuGet version down there that you can use. So this is a version that will be compatible with NuGet, the NuGet package naming scheme or versioning scheme. So there's a bunch of useful variables there. So yeah, that's the other reason I use GitVersion is here. And then every time I do a build, in this case for these NuGet packages, is I push it to myget. So I use NuGet for the production releases and myget for like the testing releases. So I think it's down at the bottom here. Yeah. So you can see here's every time I do a pull request or a merge to the main, it'll create an alpha release and push it out here. And then the nice thing is I didn't download any of these. I think towards the, yeah, you can see every once in a while, these downloads are probably me testing it. So when I created the new, so 1.5, I don't think I ever released 1.5. This is before K2.0, but I could do all these, like I could download the NuGet package into a project and just test it and make sure it worked. And then I knew which one I was downloading, right? Which version it was. So everything's nicely labeled, like here's 1, here's 1.4, 1.2. If you see a beta release, in my particular case, I've set up GitVersion to flag any merges into the release branch as a beta flag. So main, the trunk is alpha, the release branches are beta. These other ones, these are the branch names this documentation update, which they changed in the recent versions of GitVersion to be just pull request. So this used to be the, maybe I changed my build so I think I changed my build so I don't push the builds on every branch. I just push them on pull request now. So anyway, so that's another way to use it. So if you're publishing like an API or a package, you could just keep publishing all your alpha builds, your beta builds, whatever, and just test them and tell people to go download them if they want to test a bug fix. It's all right there, and this version is generated automatically for you. Okay, so I think that that would just be the time when people ask any questions, and I would answer them hopefully really quick. So, but now let's go just make sure we're at the latest version. So I've installed because this is a .NET User Group, there's different versions of GitVersion that you can find. They have a GitHub page. Let's see. No. Well, let me open it. But there's a whole bunch of different ways to download GitVersion. There's just a command line tool. There's the command line tool here. Tool command line. I don't know which one. One of these is actually it must be this one. Is it just a .NET tool? You can just download a command line executable. There's, I guess, for MSV, build, homebrew, all sorts of GitHub Action. I use a GitHub Action. They now have a Docker one as well, which I haven't tried. So if anyone's tried the Docker version, let me know. I think this is relatively new. So kind of to see GitVersion in action, we could just run it. Oops, I need to use .NET GitVersion. All right, so you can see we're at the latest. We're in master here. My last release was 3.0.1 for the BEM checkbox, and I've merged all those changes into the master branch. But I haven't done a release from the master branch because most of these changes were just updating the release notes. Oh, yeah, adding the sponsors, tags, and stuff like that. So it thinks, GitVersion is going to label the next release as 3.1.0, which is, in my particular case, what I want. Because every time I do a release and I put a tag here, and then I merge this release branch into master, it should use whatever tag I have here. So it saw that the tag was 3.0.1. And it should bump up the minor by one version. And you set all that magic up. So this is the BEM checkbox in the GitVersion YAML file. So I won't go through all all the settings here. You can find all the documentation in there. But a couple of useful ones is if you do need to force GitVersion to use to force it to be the next version of something, you can set it here, and when GitVersion will still calculate the version, and if the calculated version is less than the next version, it'll just use the next version. Otherwise, it'll use whatever version it calculated. So this must have been when I wanted to bump it to 2.0. I just set the next version here, and that just bumped it up to 2.0. Because the way I have it set up is when I do minor releases, those are automatically done, but major ones I have to do some manual intervention in. So kind of the meat and potatoes of this is the branches. So this is where you set up kind of your main branch, any release branches you have, feature branches, the pull request ones. You can do hotfixes. You could create other branches here too if you wanted to, but these are the ones that kind of come standard with GitVersion. And each branch, kind of the notable things, is this regex to tell you, like, hey, if I'm looking for branch names. So branch names really matter with GitVersion, so don't just name your branches whatever. Or if you do, you have to change this config file. So it's either master or main. In my case, I want the alpha tag on the end of any, when it calculates the version number for main, put alpha on the end. This says increment the minor, so there's a major, minor, patch version, the 3 version numbers. This one I want to increment the minor, and then a bunch of other settings that you can read about. In the release setting, we have the beta tag, so that's where I put beta on there. For releases, I increment the patch instead of the minor, because kind of going back to end constraints here, if you take a look at this release 1.1, you can see I have 2 tags on this branch. I had the first tag I did, so I created that branch and did a release 1.1, and then I found a bug. So then I did a 1.1.1 after it had been released to production. So you can see kind of here, I branched off of, so this blue line here is the release 1.1 branch. So I branched off of there, a feature branch to fix it. I had to fix a NuGet. Oh, I fixed, what version of NUnit was allowed. So 3.0 up to 4 is what I ended up fixing there. Then I merged the change back to release. Updated. Oh, then I had to update the README, which I guess I got lazy and I didn't bother to create a pull request for that. I just updated it and then merged everything back into the release branch. So, or sorry, this is the release branch. So I merged everything back into main so that main would also have this fix in it. So if we're up here, we're on the head. So if we run git .NET git version. All right, it's going to, oh, am I on head? Oh, yeah. Oh, it's the wrong one. Oh, because I'm in the wrong, I think I have end constraints set up slightly. Oh, no, sorry. Let's check out main there. I think this is, there we go. Okay, I just had that commit checked out. That's what was going on. I didn't have the main branch checked out, so I had the wrong commit. So now main, it thinks any work I do in main now is for the next release, which is going to be version 1.2.0. So any of this work, like adding the funding.yaml files, updating the README, that will end up in version 1.2.0. And I'll have to update 1.2.0. I don't know if it'll actually be 1.2.0. It actually might be 2.0 because I will have to update to NUnit 4. So that might be a major release. We'll have to see how much changes I have to make. Yeah, so you can see it working there. And then I guess let's go to the BEM checkbox because that's where this file came from, though the other one should be the same. So if we do .NET git version, there you go, 3.1.0, because right now we're on 3.0. You can see the release here. Again, we did a hotfix in the V3 branch. We did the 3.0 release, and then I found a bug. In this case, the minimum iOS version. I screwed that up in the NuGet package, so then I pushed an update out. So that's what that was for. And so the next version that's going to come off master would be 3.2. So let's do a quick example of how that would work. So like I'm on master, I would create a branch, feature, I don't know, foo, sure. So I create foo, and then I create, let's say I create a new file, right, it's just so we have a commit in there. Add a new file, boom. And then now if we run .NET git version, right, it's because we created this feature branch off of main, it knows that the next release should be 3.10. The only thing is it's going to put the pre-release tag as the branch name. And then if you create the pull request, GitHub itself will call it pull request. Right now it's just using the branch name. So actually, let's do that. Let's push this to here. Oh, I didn't push it directly to SaturdayMP. I pushed it to my personal repo. So let's go there. Oh, hello, that's me. There we are. Oh, I'm going to have to, yeah, I'll probably have to block some of that stuff out. Okay. So we go here, we could see let's create a pull request. Whoop. let's not drag that branch. Let's create a pull request, add a new file. Sure. We'll just create it. And this will actually push. It should push something to MyGet too, because the actions. Okay, so we'll let those actions on. Oh, this might not work if I do this as a lightning talk. Boo. Okay, because those will take comments to build. So let's just let those. If I merge it, will it stop it? I don't remember. Well, actually, it shouldn't take that long. Okay, so we'll wait a second or two, and then we should see. Yeah, I'm curious. It should push this to. Here we are. So we should say another pull request on there. This would be pull request 32. So let's see. Installing workloads. Oh, it's got to install the iOS workload. I think I have to update these workloads or something because they're out of date. There's a GitHub action little thing that you can use to run. Oh yeah, these frameworks are not supported. I have to figure out how I'm going to do that because I kind of want this to support the old .NET SDKs of 6.0, but I'm not sure the best way to do that with Maui and everything now that Maui updates their iOS packages every 6 months or a year or something. So I don't know. Yeah, it should publish that to MyGet. So let's see that happen. It's taking so long. No, I'm out of time. Okay. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that during my actual talk. I guess in the YouTube video, we might as well just let this run. You've all been patient enough to watch it. So if you don't... Oh, I did push this too. Shoot. I thought I pushed this to my personal repo. But apparently... Oh, Mr. Big Red wants to... Oh, dang it. That's not what I meant to do. Oh well. Oh, it failed. Why did it fail? Oh, well, that's super embarrassing. Warning, error. Duplicate libraries. I don't know what the heck's going on. Well, that was embarrassing. So, okay, but let's just kill this pull request while I'm thinking about it. Close pull request. I didn't want that to happen. Well, good thing I'm trying this with you, YouTube, because I didn't mean for that to happen. I wanted to actually push it to my own personal repo. So let's go back to repositories. No, let's just do a pull request into my own. There, feature foo. Okay, I have to remember that. Oh, GitHub Actions is not set up. I have a GitHub Action. Oh, do I have to turn it on for this setting? Well, anyway, I'll have to figure that out later. I'm trying to do this as a lightning talk. I'll have to fix that later. But hopefully that gives you an example of what I'm trying to do. So let's just finish this example. So, and then we just merge this. Say we merge this branch into. We did it off of master. So, and then we merge foo back in here. Boop. And now we can see what the version is. Right, it's still 3.1.0 in this particular case. But let's say we did a release branch. So we go here and we'll create a branch. We'll call it release. Let's do 3.2, version 3.2, 3.2. There we go. Okay, and then off of here, let's just push a change. Right, it's off of here. We would create another feature. So we create a branch here, feature, UAT fix, right? Because you created the branch, they did some testing, they found a bug, you fixed the bug, torch, touch, new file 2. And then we could just stage that. New file 2. Okay. And then we can push that to it. This is going to be to our feature branch to fix UAT. And now if we go and I think GitVersion actually won't. So theoretically, the next version should be if we're creating this release branch. It should be 3. Oh, did I put 3.2? Oh my God, this is embarrassing. I meant 3.1. Oh well, okay. Let's rename this branch. Because I haven't pushed anything yet. So let's rename this. 3.1. Okay, that was embarrassing. All right, so now if we do .NET Git version, this will give us actually the wrong version, I think, because it's trying to. Oh, I don't know why it put 3.2. That's interesting. Huh. 3.2. Oh wait, did I do this? I might have. Oh, I did this off. Oh yeah, yeah. 3. So this is master 3.1. Yeah. Okay. So the next release will actually be 3.2 when it merges back to master. So let's merge this into. Check out this, and then we'll merge this into there. So now in our release branch, we have that UAT fix merged. Right, okay, so now, yeah, we're back to 3.1.0. Okay, good. Yeah, for some reason, either the way I have it set up or the config, like when you create a feature branch off release, especially after you've just created it, like master release branch feature, then it can get really confused. But yeah, now we're back. So we got the beta tag on there. That's perfect. So if this was going through the CI, it would publish it as 3.1.0 beta.2. Like this would be the NuGet package name down here. So that's all great. And then what I would do is I would create a tag here. Like say everything was fixed. I'm happy with it. I've done testing it. Create a tag here, version 3.1.0. Boom. Okay, so that's all done. Now everything's there. And now the last thing we need to do is merge this into master. So if we go back to master and we do this, it's still going to say 3.1. But after we merge this, because we haven't merged this change into master yet. So if we merge release 3.1 into master, now if we run .NET version, it should say 3.2. Yeah, there you go. Because now it knows that, hey, you've merged from the release branch. You've merged a tag in there, 3.1. So now I know that the next release you're going to be working on is 3.2. So yeah, that's basically it. I guess if I had any leftover time, I'd answer any more questions. So I didn't quite make the... Well, thanks, YouTube, for this lightning talk, even though it wasn't that fast. I learned some lessons. This is my second time trying it. The first time I got just trying to run some of the .NET GitVersion commands. I got a little messed up there, so I just kind of deleted that video. So this is my second attempt. Yeah, and I like to leave the errors in there just so people, can see some of the struggles that developers go through. Because I think I've said this before. Well, I've said this before many times. There's already a lot of polished YouTube videos out there. So if you want to see a real polished one, just go search it. You'll probably find it. And it'll probably be like 5 minutes, super polished, real fast edits and cuts, and blah explosions and whatever. Yeah, so this is just kind of me, a developer, screwing up every once in a while and struggling through. And hopefully my my live talk tonight goes a little better. I think I learned a couple more things, so I'll try it one more time. I probably won't record it, but I'll try it one more time. Because I think I like just doing this example. That seemed to work pretty good. So, but anyway, yeah, thanks everyone. If you're at the EDMUG talk tonight, I look forward to seeing you. Come up and say hi. Although I probably won't publish this video until after the EDMUG talk. But if you do see me at another conference, or you'd like me to speak at one of your conferences or something, just shoot me an email. Ask, here, I can type it down here. ask@SaturdayMP.com. So if you want me to speak at one of your conferences, or help you with some consulting, or speak at a local meetup group, and give a hand with some consulting, that would be fantastic. Give me a shout. Please click like and subscribe and share this video if you found it useful. Tell others about it. If you didn't find it useful, please send me some constructive feedback. No mean or hurtful feedback. There's already enough kind of crummy, mean people on the internet. We don't need any more. You don't need to add to that population. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you next week. Bye.